Hello guys. Hey, thanks everyone for joining today's session. So, we have Dharini here. So, Dharini, I came to know of her from this tribe theory group that I'm part of. So, I stayed in tribe theory for around 4 months last year. I was working out of that particular place. So when I came across this piece of information that hey, we have somebody who knows a lot about nutrition, I think that suddenly sparked an idea that hey, why can't we get her on this call? We generally have people share their experience, but what I feel with nutrition, at least for me, we see a lot of YouTube videos, we read a lot of stuff on internet, but then I feel like the information that we have is very half baked and it's a hearsay information. A lot of times we hear something and we implement it, but then we don't see the results very often, and that demotivates us. So Dharini is here. She's done a lot of work in this particular field, especially with people in the sports field. So I'm glad that we can get her here and get some knowledge, which I feel is very useful for this community. Yeah. So over to you, Dharini.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek, for introducing me. And I feel really glad that I'm able to present and educate and share my knowledge with your community. So thanks for the opportunity. All right. So should we start then?
Yeah, I think.
All right. Okay. Today I'm going to talk about nutrition, like what are the basic principles of eating healthy. Okay, eating healthy, what are the challenges that we are facing currently because of COVID-19 situation, and how can we overcome those challenges with nutrition? All right, so let's just dive into outline what I'm going to cover today. So that would be what are the challenges, what are the positives and negatives from working from home. Then it's going to be a general introduction of what is nutrition. Okay, then it will be classification of nutrients, like how are they classified, how are they found in food, what kinds of nutrients are found in food. Then we'll move on to top 5 benefits of eating healthy and smart. And from here on, from the 5th slide onwards, those are important slides, so you might want to pay a little more attention. Okay, so 5 strategies is 5 practical ways on how you can eat healthy, how you can include those habits in your daily life. All right, and then there are going to be a couple of quizzes, so I'm going to test you guys on your nutrition knowledge. Okay, and then we'll move on to risks of skipping meals and overeating. So that is one very important slide, and then we'll move on to overcoming challenges, how we will overcome the challenges that we're facing currently. That will be related to the first slide. And then how a nutrition professional can help you. For example, if you want to consult a nutritionist, what to expect from them and how they work with, what different nutritionists work with different kind of people. All right, then there will be quiz 2 and that's it. Then your takeaways from the presentation. All right, let's start then. So what are the nutrition challenges? There are certainly positives of working from home, like you get to work remotely, there's more flexibility, there is more work-life balance compared to when you have to commute to work. You have a little bit of extra time on hand because you're saving on commute. And in a way, it is more sustainable for the environment also. All right, but there are some challenges as well while you're working from home. Okay, so I'm particularly going to focus on nutrition challenges. Okay, so what is the first challenge right now that we are facing? It is lack of routine, lack of structure in our routine. Okay, that starts with sleeping late, waking up late, and that cycle continues. So I'm just going to throw light on some of the top challenges. Okay, so first is when there is lack of routine, it can lead to lack of irregular eating times. When you eat irregularly, so that could be because of your work timelines getting stretched, or you have to skip meal because you're in a meeting. All right, and this skipping meals can lead to overconsumption of tea and coffee. That could be multiple cups of tea or coffee going in a day. All right, so what happens when you drink tea and coffee and not really feed yourself with a healthy snack. So I'll just explain. Your blood sugar levels goes up and down. When you drink coffee, you get a high. It drops down again suddenly, and then you need a coffee again, and then it drops down suddenly. So this high and low of blood sugar it can make you feel cranky, and it is not the best. It won't give you a sustained energy rather than yeah. It is like trying to jumpstart an engine, but it's not starting. Okay, so that's what it does, and it's definitely worth having a snack instead of tea or coffee. We'll talk on that later in another slide. But then, if you're having lunch and not having anything in between, then maybe there is 7 or 8 hours of gap till your next meal. So this might lead to overeating at the next meal. Okay, and even overeating is harmful for our body. So that is one of the reasons, one of the challenges. Okay, then another is emotional eating. So what is emotional eating? Emotional eating is basically you're not really hungry, but you just want to munch on something. You just crave sugary foods or salty foods. Sometimes it's not same as physical hunger. Physical hunger is when you actually feel hungry to eat variety of foods and not just crave for particular foods. Okay, so that is emotional eating, and it could also be because of you're trying to just deal with stress or stressful situations at work. All right, then there are time constraints to cook right now because work timelines are getting stretched, so we don't have time to cook all the time. That is one, and then sleep routine, of course, like baking and sleeping times getting disturbed. All right, so only when we know the challenges, we can try to overcome them. And for those, you need to know what are the basic rules of nutrition. Okay, basic principles on how nutrition works. So let's move on to that. I'll be telling you about what nutrition is. Okay, so nutrition science is a study of foods that we eat and how they work in our body. Like food provides our body with information. So that information is our body our body takes the information and then it functions in a certain way. All right, so imagine an engine, how it needs fuel. In a similar way, food is fuel for your body. Okay, so if you're providing your body with good quality fuel, then definitely your body is functioning great. But if the quality of fuel is compromised, then it needs constant repair. It will still work, but it won't be efficient. All right. Moving on to nutrients. So nutrients are divided into two categories. Those are macronutrients and micronutrients. So macronutrients are needed in larger quantities in our body. That is carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Micronutrients are needed in lesser quantities compared to macros. Those are your vitamins and minerals. So let's move on to what is carbohydrate, where do you find them in food, and what is its function. Okay. Please let me know if I'm going too fast. I can slow down. Okay. So your carbohydrates are your whole grains, basically your roti, rice, pasta, noodles, fruits and vegetables are also a part of carbohydrates. All right. So what they do, what is their function? They provide quick energy to the body. So they are needed for energy, and your brain only works on glucose. It cannot work on any other fuel. So you need carbohydrates for your brain to function well. Okay. Another is protein. Protein is bodybuilding food. It comes from meat and dairy, beans, all vegetarian sources like beans and paneer. Yeah, and dairy. Some have some amount of protein also found in nuts. Okay. So then protein. A lot of our hormones and enzymes are also made up of protein. So that, and third is it is very necessary for recovery and repair. Then comes fat. So what is the function of fat? It is important for forming structure. For example, it gives structure to your cells. Okay, and another thing is, one of the fun fact is your brain is made up of 60% fat. So it is the fattest organ in the body. Okay, so you need those healthy fats while to function your brain. and those are found in healthy oils, nuts, avocado. Those are considered healthy fats. Then vitamins and minerals, they are our protectors and healers of the body. Very important for immunity in our body and also play a role in converting energy in our body. So that's where vitamins and minerals comes. And then there's water. So water is important for transport of nutrients in the body. So even if you eat this entire carbohydrate to mineral thing right, but if you're not drinking enough water, you're not doing any good to the body because those nutrients are not getting transported to your body, to the cells where they are required. Okay, so drinking water is very important. Also, it maintains the body temperature in the maintains the body temperature. All right. So let's move on to. So to remember these this group of foods, just remember three words: go foods, grow foods, and glow foods. So go, grow, and glow. Go is your carbohydrates, grow is your protein, and glow is your vitamins and minerals. Okay, so why eat healthy? What are the benefits of eating healthy? We might not see all the benefits right away, but then definitely your body is doing a lot when you're eating healthy. Okay, so first is improved gut function. So your gut function is definitely going to improve if you're eating healthy, more fiber, more nutrients in your body. Gut is also considered as second brain in the body. So gut and brain, between gut and brain, there are millions of nerves. So it can literally talk to your brain. Yeah, in a way. So if you're eating healthy, definitely your cognitive function, your mental clarity, that will be a lot better. Okay. So what are the two foods that you have to remember for gut? That is probiotics and prebiotics. So probiotics are healthy gut bacteria. They are found in yogurt, kefir, and also fermented foods. Yes, fermented foods are a really good source of probiotic bacteria. So include those in your diet. Then prebiotics is fiber. So it is your apple, pears, a lot of fruits and vegetables that have fiber. Alright, then moving on to the second one, which is improved memory. So there are hundreds of studies, a lot of studies on brain and balanced eating and cognitive function. So when your diet is balanced, your memory and mood definitely is a lot better. So what are the foods for brain that are important for healthy brain function? First is omega-3 fatty acids. Those are healthy fats found in fatty fish, nuts, and also some seeds. Okay. Second is berries because they're amazing source of antioxidants. Third is dark chocolate because they are very rich in phytochemicals. So just to throw some light on antioxidants and phytochemicals, they are like protectors. They protect your body from fighting infections. They fight infections for your body. So number one, for immunity, you need to include at least one vitamin C rich fruit every day. That could be your oranges, or that could be mangoes. That could be your citrusy fruits like berries, or yeah, mostly berries have higher vitamin C. And okay, so third is better mood. So when you eat better, your mood is better. Okay, this also depends on your gut, because if your stomach and gut is healthy, definitely your mood will be better. So what are the mood foods that help us improve our mood? Those are dark chocolates, which are high in phytochemicals, berries, then even omega-3 plays role here as well. Okay. So fourth is optimal weight, because if you are eating healthy, naturally it will help you maintain your weight better compared to vice versa. Alright, so that and better heart health. So better heart health, because there are numerous studies that eating well decreases your risk of heart disease. And some of the foods for heart could be your greens, your vegetables again, then nuts are very important for heart. So this is all interconnected. The foods are more or less the same, but it helps with all these top 5 functions. Okay. So now we are going to move on to 5 strategies, 5 practical ways on how you can eat smart and healthy. Okay. So first is balancing your meals. So pay attention to this. This is really important. And this healthy eating plate is from Harvard School of Public Health. Okay, we'll start with whole grains. So whole grains are your carbohydrates, so like roti, paratha, rice, dosa, idli, or it could be basically these are pastas, noodles. All of those comes under whole grains. They form 1/4 of your plate. Okay. Then comes healthy protein, which is equivalent to carbohydrate in the plate. If you notice, it's an orange color. Alright, so healthy protein could be your non-vegetarian protein like chicken or seafood or fish, or vegetarian protein like pulses and dals. Okay, if you see in this real life scenario 1 and 2, the protein here is the chana in scenario 1, and in scenario 2 it is balanced with moong dal and some eggs and curd. Okay. And fourth is, so fruits, we don't eat, usually in India, we don't eat fruits along with meals, and it is advisable to eat fruits along as a snack and not along with meal. Okay. Instead of fruits, we'll be replacing that with dairy, like our yogurt dahi and buttermilk, because they are probiotics again and they help with better digestion. And the most important part is vegetables. Vegetables form like more than 1/4 of your plate, and that's the main thing that most people miss out on. Okay, so vegetables could be your sabzi or vegetable curry, or it could be just a salad. Okay, but including them is very important. And if you see in breakfast, it's oats, and these are carbohydrates, and then it's supported with milk, which is a protein, and some fruits. So these are examples of how your plate could look like. Okay, and this is a fourth one, how a balanced breakfast could look like as well. Your bread, egg, and just one fruit. Okay. I think we are getting a lot of messages, and so you can.
I'm trying my best to make sure that we get a lot of questions.
Okay.
So, is it a good time to maybe take a couple?
Sure, because anyway we are going to start on a quiz, so before that we can take some questions.
Vikas, are you there? I'm unmuting you. I think you had a couple of questions.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm like making coffee, sorry.
Oh man. You just mentioned that.
I hope there's no sugar in it.
I think it's better to not live without coffee. I'm just sorry. Coffee it's just like
I understand, yeah. It's
something
important.
non-compromisable, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For
people.
Non-negotiable,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can stick to maybe one or two. That's why we...
So should I, Vikas, should I mention your question then? As in,
sure.
Like,
No.
Caught up,
No, it's fine. So my question is basically, can you move towards like because I tried to that to move towards a vegetarian diet to get protein and everything, started eating beans and everything. Then I felt something I'm missing. I don't know, it was like psychological or something. But when I was trying to do push-ups and let's say I do 15 to 20 push-ups, and when I used to eat meat, I was feeling much more harder to do push-ups than I was like eating vegetarian.
You mean you were able to pull out more push-ups compared to when you were vegetarian?
It was much more hard to do the same push-ups when I was eating vegetarian food. Trying to get like all these beans, and I also took like plant-based protein powder, and I tried to go away from non-veg, but it did not work out for me. So that's why I was asking, did I do something wrong?
Okay, because one of the major things is like, what is your reason of moving from non-vegetarian to vegetarian? Is it feasible? If you have a strong reason, okay. But it is definitely harder to manage protein requirement in vegetarian, but it is possible. So another thing that is carbohydrates, because when you say that you are not able to push that hard, really what is required before exercise what gives you energy is your carbohydrates. So if you're not having enough carbohydrates, that could be the reason for push-ups. And if you're converting to vegetarian protein, yes, there are challenges. So you need to include paneer. You need to include, if paneer is, you can include low-fat paneer. You can do tofu. You can also include more beans and dals in your daily diet. I think, yeah, that should do. And plant protein, and again, do check, because a lot of supplements are adulterated these days. So it is very important to check that they are third-party tested, they are safe to have, and also the timing of having protein is really important. So that is another thing. So I hope I answered your question. And Vikas? Yeah, I think he's one.
Because
I think he's drinking his coffee.
You're on mute. So, yeah, there's one other question that he brought up, and I feel that's an important one. Okay. Just I'll let him speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I did something wrong on my part when I was like trying to move towards vegetarian food.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it makes sense. Like I do like paneer, but I think all these things happens in Corona time when I was like in a small village, so I couldn't get paneer, and I was trying to self-sufficient in a way. So it could have been the reason.
Yeah, could be. You could not be meeting enough protein requirements.
And changing your diet.
Carbohydrates.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think changing your diet in the times of Corona is obviously like not highly advised.
True, it's risky. Yeah. So one thing that
because I just wanted to mention the other question, which I fall.
Yeah, sure. I think Abhishek is.
Sorry, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Not visible though. Oh yeah.
So just to keep. Just to keep this moving, I think we'll just take one more question at this point, and I think it's an important question. So, Dharini, what is your stand with respect to taking tablets for, let's say, vitamin C vis-a-vis, actually taking the fruits? I think vitamin D, I've tested myself. I found that I'm deficient when it comes to vitamin D. So, where do you stand in that, particular spectrum?
Okay, you mean whether to take supplements or not, right?
Yeah, whether you should depend on wholesome foods or whether it's okay to once in a while, because in US there's this culture, right, where people take a lot of supplements, but I'm not sure whether that's healthy.
Yeah. I definitely believe that food should come first. A supplement is meant to supplement your food. So you have to, for example, if you're low in vitamin D, which most of the Indians and many of the people who are living above the equator in colder regions are, we don't get enough sunlight because we are either at our home or in office. It's very difficult to get it from natural source. So supplementing with vitamin D is okay, but also include vitamin D rich foods in your diet that will help, for example, eggs or dairy if it is fortified with vitamin D. So include those. Vitamin C, it is very important right now because of immunity, you see. So having at least 2 servings of fruits a day is very important, and along with that, take a supplement. But taking supplements is okay as far as you are also eating a balanced diet. So supplement it as a supplement and do not replace it for food. So if you're not, if someone is not eating fruits and just having supplements, it's not going to help because it's not going to absorb as much as natural food does. Okay, so yes, you can take, but include fruits, natural sources as well.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Then it's, I think, quiz time now.
Yes. Oh, let's do then. Yeah. So I'm going to test your knowledge on omega-3 fatty acids, which I just mentioned in the previous slides. Okay. So which food is not a rich source of omega-3 fatty acids? So first is mackerel. A is mackerel, B sunflower seeds, C flax seeds, D tuna fish. Okay, and yeah, mention your answers in the comments as A, B, C, or D. Can I see the chat box? I'm not sure if I can see.
Yeah, there's a like beside
Yeah.
the share screen. Yeah, the green one. There's a
Yes, yes. Oh, I got it. Yeah. So some are saying A, some are saying mackerel, and some is A, B. Okay, so remember, guys, it's not a rich source of fatty acids. Okay, maybe read the question again.
Okay.
So it's odd one out and all four.
Yeah, I'll still stick with mackerel.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Should I go for the answer?
Yep.
Wait for some more. Okay. All right. So answer is sunflower seeds. So yes. All the fatty fish like mackerel, tuna, salmon is the highest source of omega-3 fatty acids. So even flax seeds, chia seeds have omega-3. Then your pumpkin seeds have a little bit of omega-3, but sunflower seeds don't have omega-3. So this one was a little tricky one, but okay. What again, just to remind, omega-3 fatty acids are important for your brain function, and those are healthy fats which are also anti-inflammatory in nature. So our body naturally goes through inflammation, wear and tear. That's where omega-3 fatty acids play a role in reducing that inflammation. Alright. Sorry, I just opened the second one quiz, but okay. So this one is, if you had no choice, but if you had to choose between these two foods, which one would you choose and why? Okay, the first one is chicken pizza, and the second is Alfredo chicken pasta. You can just mention pizza or pasta in the comments.
Somehow have this feeling that we are missing something here.
So you would choose pasta, Abhishek, right? Okay. Chicken pasta. Okay. Chicken pizza, maybe the answer. Okay. Any more answers, guys?
So Prabhat, do you want to maybe take a stab at why you chose pizza? Because I think most of us would go for pasta, so I just want to know how you're...
He said I do not like pasta.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, that's a fair one, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So should I reveal it then?
Yeah, go.
Yeah. Okay. So it's chicken pizza. The reason is, in this picture particularly, it is tomato-based sauce, which is lighter and less in calories compared to Alfredo chicken pasta, because it is white sauce. It is very high in butter, maida, and also cheese. So it is definitely much more heavier compared to a pizza. All right. So that was the reason. All right, so let's move on then to somehow my frozen is not moving.
Could you just unshare and maybe try again? I think that might just fix the issue for now. Okay, let me...
Oh, it did go. Yeah, it's moving. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So, moving on to second strategy. Remember, the first one was balance your meals. Okay. The second one is snack smart. So why snack smart? Why snack in the first place? Because that will help you sustain your energy, maintain your energy levels, and not drop it up and down throughout the day. All right, that is one reason. Then it definitely improves your mental clarity compared to when you miss out on a meal or skip meal. Your ability to think clearly is much better. It maintains your blood sugar levels, which is obvious. Okay, then it curbs cravings. For example, the unnecessary cravings that happen during the day. It can help you curb that if you're having a healthy snack. Okay, helps you manage weight. It helps with obesity as well, and it avoids overeating at the next meal. Okay, so what are some of the simple snacks that you can have? It could be a fruit. It could be some of the nuts. It could be dried fruits. It could be your fruit smoothie, or say chocolate milk. dark chocolate as well. But remember, when you choose dark chocolate, which chocolate is considered dark chocolate? It is 75% or above. Okay, so it is bitter in taste, but a good strategy is eating it with some raisins. So dark chocolate and some raisins, which are sweet, so it really goes well. Okay, and yogurt and berries are another good snack option. For example, if you are more hungry on some day, a chicken sandwich or vegetable sandwich is also a good option. But just make sure that your meals have snack is a snack size and not a meal size. It shouldn't become a meal in itself. Okay. So what nutrients you want to focus on while you're snacking? There are three. Okay, protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Protein could come from your yogurt or milk. Healthy fats could be your nuts, and fiber could come from your fruits. All right, and even vegetables. For example, carrots and hummus could be a healthy snack as well. Okay. Excuse me. So what is the third strategy then? Is to hydrate well. We all hydrate, but it is very important to hydrate right and hydrate well. So our body is made up of 60% water. Okay, so we need water to transport the nutrients, as I discussed in the previous slide. We need it to maintain the temperature, prevent getting tired. Okay. So if you are experiencing muscle cramps, especially, that could be because of dehydration. Another is headaches during the day, could be a dehydration symptom. All right, and very important is removes toxins. It detoxifies our body if we drink enough water. All right, so what are some easy ways to include water in your diet? It doesn't have to come from just water. You can have from coconut water, milk, then you can eat your water. So you can include fruits and vegetables like oranges, or citrusy fruits, broccoli, watermelon, carrots, even tomatoes have a lot of water, cucumbers. So all those are very high in water content. So this all counts for your water intake. And how much do you need? It's 2.5 to 3.5 liters of water per day. That would be like somewhere between 2 to 4 bottles of water in a day. And sip through it through the day rather than chugging it at one time. Alright. So yes, let's move on to fourth one. That is monitor your sugar intake. Now there are lots of studies linking sugar to high sugar intake to increased risk of heart disease, obesity, and weight gain. So what does sugar do in your body? So when your glucose levels are constantly high, it can lead to chronic inflammation in your body. What is inflammation? Inflammation is like swelling up of your body from inside. Okay, and chronic inflammation can then have a lot of further causes like obesity, or your skin won't look good if you're having too high sugar. And yes, so high blood pressure also, and even if salt intake is high, it can lead to high blood pressure. So all your chips or any packaged foods, if you really read the labels, you'll understand how much sugar, fat, or salt is added in the industrial foods. And yeah, it's almost like industry trying to kill us. But so here we'll do an activity, smaller one, to know how to read label. Okay. So sugar has 56 different names. More than 56, I would say. It's 61 different names, all right, on how they're labeled. So you won't find it as simple as sugar on the label. All right. So here's a nutrition label of soda. I think it is a US label. But let's see how much sugar it has. It has 65 grams of added sugar in 20 ounces of water bottle. 20 ounces would be half a liter, because 40 ounces is 1 liter. So yeah, half a liter of bottle, it has 65 grams of sugar, okay, which is way too high. And look at the ingredients, how it's mentioned: sucrose, glucose, and high fructose corn syrup. So high fructose corn syrup is very commonly used in this whatever foods, because they are very cheap to find comparatively. So these are not not the best form of sugars, the best form and healthy form of sugars that are getting naturally out of your fruits and dried fruits. Okay. Even if now you might ask me, what about jaggery, honey? I'm just having honey, but how much? Again, that is important. Even if you're having honey or jaggery or brown sugar, they are, yeah, they are more natural forms of sugar, definitely. But if you're overdoing it, it is still harmful because your body doesn't know the difference between brown sugar and honey and jaggery. It's still going to count it as glucose. It's still going to convert it to glucose. All right. So the recommended sugar intake is somewhere between 6 teaspoons to 9 teaspoons per day. For like women and men, it's different. Okay, so yeah, that is about sugars. And so yeah, read labels. Try practicing whenever you go for grocery shopping. Read labels and buy foods. Ideally, the sugar per serving should be less than 10. It should be in single digits. So that is a rule of thumb that you can remember. So fifth one is eat more color. So you might have heard eat your rainbow. That's for this particular thing. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. So why eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? Because they provide our body with a lot of vitamins and minerals. Remember the micronutrients in the body. They are required in very, very less quantities, but if not met, they can lead to deficiency. All right, so they are rich in antioxidants, phytochemicals. They also reduce the risk of many heart disease, cancer, etc. And immunity is one of the major function is required. Vegetables and fruits are required for immunity. All right, so age-related damage. So include more greens for reversing your age-related damages. Include more purples and like reds. Those are very high in antioxidants and flavonoid phytonutrients, and they are important for diabetes, helping fight diabetes or obesity. Your orange fruits and vegetables are carotenoids. They are important for your eyesight. Okay, and they are anti-inflammatory in nature as well. And then comes your white ones like garlic, onion, or cauliflower, mushrooms. Those are important for fighting cancer and reducing your cholesterol levels. WHO recommends eating at least 5 fruits and vegetables in a day. 5, okay, so 5 in total with fruits and vegetables. How you can do that is, one simple way is including vegetables in your lunch and dinner. That would be 2. Okay, then including fruits in your morning breakfast or as a mid-morning snack, and then having fruits again in the evening, like a fruit salad. You can include 2 fruits. So you're eating about 4 or 5 servings. Easy, that way. Okay, and let's move on to the next slide. Okay, again fruits. Okay, yeah. So what are the risks of skipping meals and overeating? So let me start by explaining what happens to your body while you skip meals. Okay. So when you skip meals, your body perceives it as danger mode. Okay, because it works extra hard to meet and supply energy to your brain for it to work. So when you're skipping meals, you naturally feel cranky, little bit more cranky, confusion, there's fatigue. Your brain stops working after a certain time. Okay, so those are the symptoms of skipping because your body is under stress. Yeah, one of the most important thing it does is increases cortisol hormone, which is a stress hormone. Okay, so that plays havoc around with reducing metabolism, reducing the concentration. Okay, and which further can lead to overeating or binging. So when you skip meals, as we discussed earlier, it can make you overeat at the next meal. Binging is you really feel like snacking again and again, munching on something all the time is binging. Okay, and then what is when you overeat? So when you overeat, first thing Okay, let me explain you what is hunger regulation. So you see, third disrupts hunger regulation when you overeat. So what happens there? Hunger regulation is done by two hormones in the body. That is, so one hormone it signals you that, okay, we are hungry, we need to eat. Okay, and the second hormone says that I'm full, we are full, stop eating. So this is regulated very well regulated in our body. But when we overeat and when that becomes a habit, like constantly overeating, okay, chronic overeating, that disrupts this regulation. The hormones are confused because you're not listening to them, you're just doing your own thing. Okay, so this disruption, then if it becomes chronic, it can be really harmful and it can lead to weight gain, higher levels of fat and obesity. Okay, so that is one very important point that we need to remember when you overeat. And then second is stomach discomfort, that is you feel bloated or sluggish or drowsy. Imagine, for example, when you had a heavy lunch and you definitely feel drowsy or a little bit lazy, you cannot work very efficiently because of the heavy meal. So that is because of overeating. And then again, it stresses your organs because all the food is sitting on the organs and it's too much, so it stresses them. Alright, so these are the effects of overeating. So then what is required is balance. Okay, eating in balance means including more veggies in your plate compared to carbohydrates, and so even undereating in a way is harmful because when you are undereating, you are not meeting the requirements that your body needs. Okay, yeah. Then overcoming challenges. This is fun because this is where you need to put this in practical scenario. Okay. The fundamental key to eating well is not getting yourself get too hungry. Because when you get too hungry, you really don't care about the quality of the meal. You just grab whatever is available. Okay, so how can we avoid that? We need to plan our meals in advance and prioritize meal timings and snack breaks, just as we do our meetings. Okay, so planning meals, you can just maybe sticky note on your refrigerator on what you are going to have for lunch and dinner, and that way sorry, I missed it. So plan your meals in a sense. You plan a week or plan a day, all right, and that way you can also buy the groceries for that week. So you're saved both ways of thinking too much for to eat daily. Alright. Second is stocking up your kitchen with healthy snacks. Okay. Remove all the unhealthy snacks from your pantry. Stock it up with healthy snacks because whenever you feel like you're craving something too much or indulging in unhealthy habits, this will help you when you don't have unhealthy snacks in your house. Okay. And third is having separate eating, working, and sleeping spaces. Okay. So this will help you to get into the zone of, okay, this is eating, this is how the place to eat, this is the place to work and to sleep. Because when you mix it all, you're working and eating and you don't really know how much you're eating. So your portion sizes may go out of place. Okay. Fourth is practice mindfulness while eating. Involve your five senses. So this one, I want you all to practice this from next time, because when you're mindful, like just look at your plate, what you're eating. Involve your five senses. Smell the roti. Smell the dal or ghee that is in the dal. Include look at seeing is one. Second is smell. Third is chewing, because we don't chew 32 times. We all know. So not 32 times, but try at least chewing 10 times. Okay. And so that will really help to also listen to your gut when you are full, when you're mindful. It is helpful to it will help you to not overeat, basically, when you're mindful. Okay. And cultivating healthy habits is much more important rather than following fad diets, which aren't sustainable in the long run. For example, the diets that are in trend right now is keto diets and paleo diets and intermittent fasting. So they have that place, their place definitely. They can be done when, at very particular time when they're required. I think a nutritionist will be able to better help you when to do those diets. But otherwise, balanced eating, if you include all those that I mentioned and workout, at least 20 minutes of activity in a day, 3 times a week, it will help you to maintain, even lose weight if you're looking for one. Alright. And cooking, yes, it is a life-saving skill. So indulge in some cooking. Very simple meals like, say, vegetable pulao or rice and chicken if you're a non-vegetarian. Chicken is not easy to cook, I understand, but you can repurpose your meals. For example, you made roti, chicken curry, and some salad in your in your lunch. Then you can make a little bit more chicken curry and use it for dinner with rice. So repurpose it that way. I wouldn't advise eating 2-3 days the same meal, but at least for one day you can repurpose it. Alright, and have a little fun, get creative, find out new recipes that you would like to cook. Okay. Last is mind and gut are trainable. So just as you can train your body to get fit, similarly you can train your mind and can train your gut for what you want to achieve. So this I mentioned because athletes, they often require to train their gut, especially in the scenarios when they have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and eat before swimming or before an activity. So it's while working in Bangalore, I worked with many kids there, and it was so hard for them to eat. But slowly increasing, like for example, start with a date before your training session, then include it, like move it on to banana. Then slowly, if you train your gut to eat, it will help. It will be trained, and you can eat at even at 5 o'clock in the morning. So basically, yeah, that was where I included it from, that you can train your gut and mind as well. Okay. And moving on to how can nutrition professional help you? So here I want you all to just know that what to expect from a nutritionist. How do they work with clients? All right. First is sports nutrition. This is a sports nutritionist, and so what do? They work with high performance athletes like and elite athletes and recreational athletes as well. Basically, their goal is to improve sports performance and see if athlete is eating according to his training schedule. All right, so that is where if you're looking for improving your sports performance or exercise performance, basically, sports nutritionist is the person to go. Second is nutritionist who works with children, mostly kids nutrition. So that could be really helpful when your child is growing up and their requirements are definitely different from an adult. So develop healthy eating behaviors, healthy menu options they could recommend you healthy menu options and how to include variety in your meals and how to make food fun. So yeah, those can be done by nutritionists who are working with kids. And lastly would be your normal nutritionist or dietitian. Okay, so these people usually work with weight management and lifestyle changes, that maintenance of your lifestyle changes. They can also work with chronic disorders like diabetes, obesity, blood pressure. All right, they can help you give more practical advice on what to include, what to avoid, how to identify the causes that are causing high blood pressure or diabetes. And yeah, one of the important things that I want you all to know, that if it would be me, I would choose someone who has at least a bachelor's in food science and nutrition or dietetics. So whenever you look for a nutritionist, look at their credentials if they have bachelor's in dietetics or food science and nutrition. That would be a person to go. Just as we go to gynecologist for gynec problems, same way, you have to look at their credentials if they are certified dietitians or not. All right. And yes, one more quiz. All right. So there are two questions in this. Okay, and I'm going to read out the first one. So, which is more realistic goal you think? I want to make it a point to have balanced breakfast every day before starting work. Versus, I want to start eating healthy every single meal every day. From today, I'm going to totally avoid junk. Okay, so which one is more realistic according to you guys? Mhm. Someone said A. Okay. B. Mm-hmm. Okay. Few more answers. Come on, people. You got this. It's easy compared to recently started cooking because Zomato stopped working during that. Okay, alright. Okay, one of the other things that I wanted to mention, even if you are ordering food from outside, you can definitely look for healthy options. If we are, I think Bangalore has dozens of healthy options. I used to be there in Bangalore and also order meals for my lunch. So just look out for healthy options like brown rice along with some curry or non-vegetarian options. Just balance it as we did in the first strategy. Okay. Eat fit. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to reveal the answer. It is definitely A. Okay. So what is the difference between these two? Like first one is saying that I'm going to focus on one habit at a time rather than when you say that from tomorrow I'm going to eat healthy. There is going to be no junk at all. And that is not a realistic goal because that will later on you might slip because you're again going to crave those foods. All right, rather than that, starting with one habit at a time is much more important. Okay, so second one is I want to lose 10 kgs anyhow before my wedding or someone's wedding, before a certain event. All right, and versus so this guy wants to lose in 1 month versus the second one. Why is it not coming? Okay. Yeah, I want to lose 10 kgs with proper nutrition and exercise by changing my current habits in 3 4 months. I think this is a no-brainer. Yeah, definitely B. Okay. More answers? Mm-hmm. Abhishek, what do you think? What's your answer? Oh, you said definitely B first. Yeah. All right.
So yeah,
Right.
I think
Let's say the answer. Yeah, it is definitely B. Okay. Here again, it is more realistic compared to you want to lose 10 kgs in 1 month, which is very unrealistic. Even if you want to lose in 1.5 months, it is unrealistic because that will involve you totally not eating certain foods, and that is not healthy. It will lead to more deficiencies rather than helping you any good. So always, whenever you look for losing weight or getting fitter, focus on improving your health, your stamina, endurance. That will automate. If you focus on fitness, the weight loss is a byproduct. Okay, so definitely the B one is more sustainable, and that person is trying to focus on habits rather than going for fat diets again. Okay,
cool.
next. So what's mine?
So Dharini, I think we have crossed the hour mark.
Okay. Yeah, I
Could
think I'm
we?
done. We are
Yeah.
on the last slide mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
My lab.
could we just hold on for a couple of questions as in
Yeah, sure.
from the audience?
Yeah, sure, sure. Let's do that. Yes.
Is this an important slide, the takeaways, or we
It's the
covered that?
last slide. It's the last slide. Yeah. If you want me to finish this and then have questions, I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think let's do that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, guys, what are your takeaways from this presentation? What did you learn today? All right. The first one is balancing your plate with protein, carbohydrates, and color, like whole grain. Vegetable. Okay. Second is snacking smart. Include handful of nuts in your diet. You can do it alternate days. So snacking at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening is must. All right, and you have to make time for it. It won't happen automatically. All right, eat more color, more local fruits and vegetables. So why I mentioned local here, because whenever you eat more local fruits and vegetables that are available in your city compared to other exotic ones, you're getting more nutrients. Those fruits that have traveled long distances, they lose nutrients on their way. Okay, because thrown here and there, and it takes so much longer time to come to your plate compared to your local fruits and vegetables, which are grown right somewhere nearby. Right? So lesser the time that they come to your plate, more the nutrient content. Okay, so that is one. Then cut back on sugar. Honey and jaggery in limited quantities is fine. Practice mindfulness while eating. Okay, and set realistic goals, as we just discussed in the last quiz. And exercise and optimum sleep. Nutrition always works better with exercising. If you are trying to lose weight just by nutrition alone, then you're also losing muscle, because you need to train your muscle to build. You need to train to build muscle. Okay, so it is always better that nutrition and exercise are together. They work in synergy. And sleep is very important. At least 6 to 7 hours of sleep minimum is required for recovering your body. If you are not sleeping well, and that could hamper your progress with weight loss, or that could hamper your fitness as well, because the hormonal harmony is not balanced when you're not sleeping enough. Alright, so that is it. Okay, I think this slide is doing rounds on Instagram a lot. I tried to recreate it. Okay, so you think you should eat like this, but then you end up eating like this. But why don't you try eating like this, like in a balanced form? So I think this is a very simple slide, and it gives a big message that eat balanced. It's okay to have beer or pizza once in a while, but then get back to eating healthy. Don't make that a habit. Okay, so yes, that's it. I think I'm done here, and if you guys have some questions, you can shoot.
Awesome. This was a great session, Dharini.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot. So, guys, if you have any questions that you felt were not maybe covered in the session, or is there something which is very like specific in your case, feel free to raise your hand and I'll unmute you then. Yeah. Any questions?
Even if there are
Maybe you
some
can.
previous ones
Yeah.
that you might want to.
I think there was one question regarding coffee, as in, like, how many cups of coffee is there a number for, like, to limit your cups of coffee? Obviously, we'll avoid sugar, but like,
Yeah, okay. I would stick to 2 max.
max. So.
Yeah.
Then
And another thing with sugar and tea, try jaggery powder. It goes better if you're trying to switch compared to honey. Just an advice.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
I think Sagar just wants to clarify, like, the 2 cups of coffee, is it applicable for black coffee? Like, I think,
Yeah, it is applicable for black coffee as well. Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So any three, if everybody who is attending this session, and obviously we are like overwhelmed with some bit of like we're some bit overwhelmed with all of this information.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe tell us just three things that we can maybe start doing right away. And then I saw
Okay.
that takeaway slide, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe just simplify that a little bit further for us,
Okay, all
if
right.
that's possible.
Sure, sure, yeah. I would say start including vegetables in your diet first. More vegetables, if even if you're having, try to, for example, if you're having sabzi, include a salad also on the side. Okay, so including more vegetables is first. Including two fruits a day, one in the morning, one in the evening as a snack. All right, or even with breakfast is fine. Including, so that's two, and third one would be sugar definitely. Cutting down on sugar. Okay, so yes, fruits, vegetables, and sugar. I would say that.
Cool. I think let's. I agree that sugar needs to be cut down, but the fact is that I am a Bengali, so I'll have to.
Oh, I can. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Oh,
So
mind you, even I'm Gujarati. So imagine the sugar that. Oh, so I moved to Gujarat back from Bangalore, and there I used to cook my own food. So here, mom cooks. So every sabzi has sugar. I was like, oh my god, no, this cannot happen. Okay, so I have changed my family, the kitchen with no sugar at all. Like, yeah, there is sugar, but only when required, like in little quantities. Include jaggery instead of that. Yeah, I separate my sabzi if they are adding sugar. So that's a, yeah, even
yeah, that's
bigger
very
challenge.
relatable.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome then. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dharini. So, guys, I
Okay.
think we'll end this session if there are no other questions. Feel free to
Yeah.
reach out to Dharini on the details that are mentioned on the slide.
Oh yeah,
I'll
and
maybe add this in the chat as well, like when we like
mhm.
share the recording and
Yeah,
send it.
definitely. And my Instagram page is in very initial stages, but I'm going to definitely share more tips on nutrition, sports nutrition, and sustainability as well. So yeah, do reach out to me if you guys like more information, have more knowledge, get more knowledge. All right. Yeah.
More power to your Instagram page. I
Thank
like that
you.
emojis slide. I think that's,
Yes, I
that's
love
surely going
emoji.
to be viral.
Definitely. If it helps, yes. Why not? Okay,
Cool,
all right
guys.
then.
Thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks, Dharini. Have
Thank
a nice
you.
evening then.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.